Hello everyone, Philip from Black Markets here. Another nice long update on the gold. This is XAUUSD. What we're looking at is the hourly time frame. Now we got two bit of perspectives here, but heaps of technical analysis, so using some Elliott Wave, some Fibonacci in there as well, and then obviously we'll just be using some of our regular support/resistance zones, which make mostly day traders go. So bit of everything for everyone. What we start off is this nice sort of move to the upside for your Elliotticians. This is a nice impulse wave, what we see. And what we're starting to see is this consolidation to the side. Now, if you're a technical analyst, you know sort of, okay, support/resistance zones, we're starting to move in a consolidation. But if you look deeper into it for the Elliotticians, what we can see is we can actually see starting off 3 waves down, 3 waves up, again 3 down, 3 up. So what this is starting to look like is a nice triangle pattern. So we can see the B wave is sort of just below the top of the start of the A wave. We've got the A wave ending here, and we can see it starting to contract into the sort of, I didn't draw the lines unfortunately, but we can see it starting to move into the sort of a triangle pattern here. So we can see all our internal waves. And now what we're looking for is there's two options coming up next. So potentially, we have got NFP coming tonight as well. Obviously, it's a 4-hourly time frame, so we could stick inside the zone before this. Now, if you like your Elliott Wave and you do a bit of research on it, you know just before a triangle tends to end, there is a major news event that does happen most of the time. So a triangle is just leading up to this sort of suspense in the moment, and then all of a sudden we get this violent outbreak, because after that triangle, we see the last push to either to the up or to the downside, and then we will start to move in the opposite direction. So that's obviously the Elliott Wave sort of method we're looking for. But now looking for the shorter term time frames, because it is a possible C wave, we need to try and find a target for our, possible D wave. We need to find a target for our E wave. So we've got obviously A, B, C, D, and maybe E. So what we're looking for is this move. We're using a Fibonacci here, which goes nice hand in hand with the Elliott Wave. We can see usually the market does go down to a 61.8% retracement of that previous C wave, which is our D wave goes to 61.8% of there. So we've got a nice target here, which also happens to be close to the support, which was that previous B wave. So that creates a nice support. We can see it previously being used over there. So that could be a nice target for it. A more shorter term time frame target is if we could push into the smaller sort of support resistance, sorry, a bit of a consolidation zone really, which is actually spot on to the 38.2 mark. Now we do know both of these are our golden ratios in our Fibonacci, so these could be some really key movements for the price to push down to potentially create that last E wave we're looking for in this triangle. Now we know if this pattern is going to be invalidated, once this push to the downside takes out our C wave, we need to start looking at some other options, possibly a complicated sort of correction wave, which could be a bunch of combinations. So we need to look in that triple corrections or double corrections as well. So now, moving forward for the support/resistance zones for our normal technical analysts, what we're looking for, or technical traders, is we can see we're sitting at the support/resistance. Let's give that a second to go past. There we go. So we're looking for it as possible. We see the support/resistance zone here. We can see it broke past it on that push up earlier, and we're starting to see a bit of a rejection here. So if we do happen to kick on this, to stop on that, we could see a push higher to that up there. So obviously we need to then reconsider our Elliott Wave analysis, but if it does stick to here, we could see that push up and then coming to the NFP, where we could, looking for a break outside of this pattern, we could see it wait there and then push further higher, or maybe push down. But those are the two main analyses where we have here a nice bit of Elliott Wave. These big waves over here does look a bit like a double zigzag, so we might see this playing out as a big corrective wave to push the price of gold further down in the long run. But we'll see what happens there. But those are the two main options. So obviously our E wave coming down, option number 1, and number 2 is if we do use this as support to push further higher, that is our option number 2. So hope you guys enjoyed that. NFP tonight, trade safe from everyone here at Black Markets. Stay tuned.